You cannot say that you love God, but you hate the church. That's like telling this pastor, I love you, but I can't stand your wife. She's the bride of Christ. Your Christian maturity manifests, not in your love for God, but your love for the local church. Be careful of these church haters. There's a whole lot of them here in this city, and in my city, and in this country. People of anti-church. It precedes always anti-Christ. It will always open the door for the anti-Christ spirit. So me, I love the church. I know she ain't where she need to be, but she's still the bride of Christ. I know she's not perfect, but she's still the place where I got saved. I know that she could be improved, but she's still a watering hole for those who are thirsty. She's a hospital for those that are sick. For those who have no hope, I get my faith, and I get my strength, I get my brotherhood, I get strength and help from the church. So I'm faithful to the vision, the house of God. Finally tonight, I want to be faithful, and I'm called to the voice of my leader. God gives your pastor, your man of God, a preceding voice, which means the word proceeds on and is relevant for every day in your life. It is just as up to date as yesterday's newspaper. Not only is it a preceding voice, but it is a prophetic voice. God gives the man of God, and I don't care what they say in America, don't let the biblically illiterate left, right ring world of carnality fool you. Bible says, believe in the prophet, you shall prosper. Believe in his word, you shall be established. And now there's such an antitrust against God's leaders. The media paints a picture, whether it's this or that, just so you can go home and say, I don't need him in my life. And you just realize you just cut off your umbilical cord to success. There's a voice that God uses in this house. It is a prophetic voice. It is a preceding voice. And tonight, we serve the man of God. We support the man of God. And we sow into the man of God. We serve the man of God. Paul says, listen, you want to know what serving is like? Go get Timothy. That's my boy. Nobody has served me like him. Everybody got their own agenda, their own interest. But this boy, although not my son, he has served me as a true son. Paul says he is a true son. He is an honorable son. I wonder tonight, are there any sons in ministry who will serve the man of God? You know, if that wasn't enough, Paul says, go get Epaphroditus. You think you all remember Epaphroditus? Philippians chapter 2. The Negro almost lost his life for me. Paul uses it clearly. He says it twice clearly. He almost died for the sake of ministry. I wonder are there any men tonight that are willing to lay their lives on the line for the sake of ministry. Paul says, go get Epaphroditus. He literally almost lost his life unto sickness for the sake of ministry. We serve, we support, and we sow. You know, we've been using this scripture, a very popular scripture everybody likes to use. My God shall supply all my needs according to his riches and glory. And I do believe that, Philippians 4. I do believe that. But we're sometimes no different than the Muslims who take one scripture and want to blow it up, and then all the other scriptures they don't want to honor and acknowledge. When you look back at Philippians chapter 4, Paul says, yes, it was good for you to share in my troubles. Moreover, as you Philippians know, that in the early days of your acquaintance with the gospel, when I was sent out from Macedonia, nobody shared with me in the matter of giving and receiving except for you. You were the only men who gave, and I received. For even when I was in Thessalonica, you, Philippians, you sent me aid. You sent me finances. You wrote a check. You sowed a seed, not only once, but again and again and again when I was in need. So then verse 17 goes on to say, so not that I'm looking for a gift. It's not that the pastor needs another car or house or jet or, no, it's not that. Because at the end of the day, it's not so much his need as much as it is your need. People want to know, can a man rob God? No, you can't rob God, but you do rob yourself of God wanting to bless you and prosper you. So it's not so much the pastor needed anything, but the truth of the matter is I have a need. So Paul goes on to say, he says, but I'm looking for what may be accredited to your account. I have received full payment and even the more. I am amply supplied. Now that I have received from Epaphroditus the gifts that you sent. They were fragrant offerings, accepted sacrifices, pleasing to God. Now, God will supply all you cannot lay claim to that scripture if you're not part of a culture of giving to the man of God. And you can write it on your shoe. And you can get it tattooed on your arm. And you can say, oh, yeah, Philippians 4:19, he supplied all my. Oh, that's good and all. But you do not have rights to that scripture until you are part of a generation that knows the value of sowing into the pastor. Sowing into the man. Not that he has a need of it, but the truth be told tonight, you have need. As a husband, as a business owner, as a father, as a man of God.